Uppercut set up by a lot of hooks. Uppercut set up by a lot of hooks and timing and patience. That's why I like watching Crawford. Thank you.
Porter was landing some shots. And good fight.
How does Vince do against Bud what it looks like?
It was a good fight, man. A good fight.
That's Big Raleigh right there. That's Big Raleigh. Big Raleigh.
Very good plan.
Before you go out there.
Hey, David.
Where do you place Terence Crawford? He's the best out of everybody up in the ring. He's that good that I want to do it again. You know what? I got Tommy. I said that. I got David too. And I got Rose. I got honestly,
I got one.
it's preparation. You didn't prepare like you wanted to prepare. So, it's in that situation. For the great fighter, the guy is super sharp. He's at a deficit. It's like fighting this guy. You're in a deficit.
And still, yeah, how you gonna let him go out like a champ?
That's where we at with it. I know definitely what he did. You know, the show was hurt. And moving forward, this guy is fighting. And my kid is at a deficit at that point. He can't defend himself.
Can I just get your thoughts real quick on the fight?
Man, that was an epic fight. You know, I'm not too sure about the stoppage, but you know, with the father-son relationship, you gotta understand, you gotta respect the dad's decision. Overall, I mean, Crawford really showed that he's the best. You know, he really did. He went out there, he did his thing. Either if it was lack of preparation or whatever, Crawford, you can't take that away from him. He did his thing out there and he made it. You know, big shout out to Porter though. He stuck in there the entire time. Crawford just like that.
Awesome. Thank you. Keyshawn, can I get your thoughts real quick? Your thoughts on the fight?
Man, I said it 9 to 10 rounds. Terence Crawford did it again. Y'all might as well start marking this man down as the greatest boxer, greatest welterweight of all time. Stop playing with him. Terence Bud Crawford, man.
Does he beat Spence?
Hell yeah, he beat Spence. I love Spence. But he beat Spence. He beat Spence. They need to make that fight happen. Spence ain't here for no reason.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Shawn Porter, I said before, I said again, I can't say that. You did everybody. You did what you could.
It was a hard fight. It wasn't easy because you know, but Shawn Porter fights ever easy for the opponent. What did you think of him? Was he everything you expected? Was there anything different?
No. Shawn Porter is a good fighter. He was good to go. Slipping is in there. I think that important time.
Did you know there in that 10th round once you dropped him the first fight that the fight was coming to an end soon?
You said what?
Did you know that after you dropped him that 10th round the fight would be coming to an end soon?
Yeah, for sure.
Errol Spence was right there watching this fight. As soon as the stoppage happened, that's what happened as soon as the stoppage happened. That's what
Who number one in the welterweight division now?
in the end, you stopped him and he couldn't. What does that mean about you?
It sounds different. I look at all of us, we all great, we're all talented, we all got
That's right. Oh, there.
What'd you say? What did you say? I really don't want to fight. I already said thank you for your time. Enjoy.
Don't want me. Let's go. This is different. Right. Hey. Right. Let's go. You ready?
Hey, talk to him, Bernie. Man, we beat the daylights out of them, did we? Talk to him. Good work, though, Shawn Porter. He fought a hell of a fight.
Excuse me, y'all. Gotta get through. Gotta be sorry. That's me. I'll go these guys through. All right, there we go. My guys.
All right, man.
What's up, baby?
Can we talk to them?
Yeah, we can talk. Okay. What'd you say? It was a good performance. I mean, we could have done some different things. You know what I'm saying? We could have been a little tighter. Hey, baby. We could have been a little bit tighter with some stuff and been first a little bit more. You know what I mean? But overall, a guy like Shawn Porter, you know, he's gonna be tough. He's gonna be awkward. He's strong. You know what I mean? That motherfucker just comes to fight. You know, he give everybody a hard time. So we knew we had to go through a little adversity to get him. We knew we was gonna have to do that.
And I guess lastly, just seeing that Spence was here, obviously, just wanting to see that fight himself.
Yeah.
Is that the fight that you guys want next?
I mean, shit, we gotta figure out what we gonna do here from here on out. You know what I mean? You know, as far as I know, this maybe the last contractual thing. I don't know if this is the last contractual fight. I think. You know what I mean? But we got to go back to the drawing board, figure it out, talk to everybody, you know what I mean, and see what's on next on the agenda. But me personally, I love that fight because that's a legacy-defining fight. He's also the unified champion, and I think that would be a great clash of styles and a big fight.
And lastly, because you guys put on Omaha on the map. Always, how big is a win for Shawn Porter for Omaha tonight? Everyone back home.
Man, shout out to Omaha, Nebraska, man. It's a huge win for Omaha. It's a huge win for us. You know what I mean? We stopped him. You know what I mean? He ain't never been stopped. He never been beat convincingly that way. And, it's big, man. And I got a lot of respect for Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter, Barry Hunter, Boogie. Man, those guys are family, man, for real, to be honest, you know. So it was good thing to share the ring with them, you know what I mean? And, we're going to get together after this and, do our thing as coaches, you know what I'm saying? So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brad. I'll see you in the post.
No doubt.
Thank you.
Yep.
No, run it. 50 out of audience.
My dad saw something I didn't see. I didn't agree with it. But he saw something.
Shut up, man. That's cool. Got me looking at
I'm sorry. I'm squeezing through. Appreciate it.
What was the commission was?
right there. Find my boss then. Find my boss.
That's the next year. Oh my
Bob, let me need
Let's go back here where that's room. All right? Back here. Wow.
Go ahead, Bob.
Thank you for putting this fight together.
Wasn't that nice?
Man, that's what it's
crazy,
about.
Bob.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Bob, can I talk to you for something? What's up, Bob?
Yeah, how you like it?
It was a great fight.
Great fight. Hey, Bob, can you get a picture with me, sir?
What?
Can you get a picture with me, sir? No hiding. No hiding.
Good night.
Nice to see you.
Some fight,
Great fight. Great fight. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All right, this is good. Hey, sweetie.
All right, Bob.
Hey, Bob. Man, what a great fight. Just overall your
Terrific
thoughts.
fight. What?
Just overall your thoughts on how it played out.
It was just Porter's a hell of a fighter, and he's a really tough guy to fight. And Terrence just has a tremendous skill set that gave him the extra oomph at the end to knock him out. He was ahead on the scorecards, but it was a really interesting fight. But you know, Terrence was going to get to him at a certain point because he's the crisper, harder punch.
What do you think made the difference in the fight? A lot of rounds were pretty close.
Well, I think Terrence has the better skill set. Porter is a very courageous guy, and he's very strong, but Terrence is the better boxer.
In terms of the future, we saw Errol Spence in the crowd. He was watching the fight. How likely is it that we get that? Are you going to give Al a call and see if that fight can be made?
I certainly will.
How likely do you think?
I have no idea. From Terrence's side, he'd love to do the fight.
So I know you mentioned earlier in the week that the plan could be Josh Taylor next.
Well, that's a possibility also. You always have to have options.
Is there another way I can go?
Taylor was here tonight.
What do you make of that fight with Taylor?
It's a good fight. Taylor's a hell of a fighter.
Thank you, Bob.
What's
Bob, you want to shake these guys down the hallway? So they don't have to go through the crowd this time? Yeah, we'll take through the injury hallway.
Literally lost all internet. But I'm trying to edit this now.
Hey, real quick. Can I just get your thoughts?
No, I'm not trying. I'm trying to get out.
No worries. Go ahead. Leave chat. Appreciate it. I'm so sorry.
Hey, can I get another picture? My bad. You got it right. My bad.
Hey, Josh. Feel bad, bro. Josh, feel bad.
1, 2, 3.
Cheers, man.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, man.
Real quick.
You be Ramirez?
Hey, Josh. Josh, can I just get your thoughts real quick?
Yeah.
Coach Davison, you want to react?
On the wall.
You said he's fighting on TV here with Coach Davison. Coach,
Hey, Josh.
reaction, you just saw Crawford stop Porter.
Hey, I know that's the fight that you want next.
No, I've got my own fight to focus on first, which is Jack Catterall, my mandatory BO. So WBO mandatory. Of course. So I've got that to focus on first, which is big business and big fight. So yeah, I'm focusing on that, not even thinking about this.
But just your overall thoughts on the performance that I've seen that year.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought Crawford was amazing. You know, he kind of played out the way I thought. He kept nice and calm under the pressure. You know, weathered the storm and started picking Porter off as he was coming in and rushing in. So yeah, great performance.
And lastly, just seeing that Spence was here. You know, do you think Crawford would be the best welterweight after a performance?
I think
like
I've always said that Crawford's the best in the welterweight division. So yeah, I think he's the best in the weight class. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for always giving time, Josh.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You ain't in the game. Okay, yeah, bro. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna ask you.
Sorry, I'm cutting through real quick. Sorry.
Have no credentials.
Have a good night.
You've been good, oh.
Can I get one word from senior? Is that okay?
What do you want to ask?
Just his thoughts on the fight. Okay, let's appreciate it. Oh, sorry. Okay. Huh?
It's a lot that goes into making a fight. A lot goes
Aerosmith's is realistic.
Why not? Why shouldn't it be? You can make this fight, dude. Why can't you do this? It don't work like that. It don't work like, because they don't understand where the money comes from. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know, when you're talking about bigger fights, they have to make sense. And I had some dialogue with Bruce Trampler about this, and he was spot on. He said, if there's a match that makes sense for both companies, you'll make it. If not, then you got to get to that point. They like this was saying, the old man, he telling everybody, see, y'all just don't know how it goes. Like, some of the fighters say one thing, but the business is going to say something totally different. You heard Aaron on the record the other day, he was saying, oh, I'm not paying that kind of money. But the fighter's saying, oh, we fighting in February or March. It don't work like that. That's what I'm saying. And see, fighters will fight. Fighters want to fight. You know what I mean? But the business don't sometimes align with that. You know what I'm saying? And it just has to make sense.
Yeah, it was like said in the conference call when someone asked about hitting in the 4 weeks, and you were like, you know, easily dismissing.
Yeah, because the guy, he was just running his mouth.
Yeah.
It's all a front. It's all a front for the fans. You know, goddamn well you can't make no fight You can't go from A to Z, and just flip it out.
Yeah, you ain't gonna come up with $2.5 or $3 million for at least both of those fighters, just like that.
Tank makes more money than everybody.
Yeah.
Tank makes more money than everybody. But you got to understand that it's like he makes a lot of money too.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you got to understand the business of it. And a lot of people just if you never made a fight and made a deal, what do you know about it?
Yeah.
They just only read shit that they hear about. They have no clue. The millions of dollars that it takes to market an event. Millions of dollars. But you can just flip them out. Come on, man. It's got to make sense.
Millions to promote, get the sponsors and all that.
All of the above. All of the above. All of the above.
Exactly.
But again, that's why, people have their jobs and we have our jobs, and it has to make sense. And more importantly is that my responsibility is to my fighters first and foremost, to get them the biggest and best there is.
Right.
And everything else comes behind that.
Gotcha. Thanks.
And Leonard, I just have one quick question. I saw Tank, but I couldn't ask him what his thoughts on the fight. Did you get to talk to him on that fight, or
about the fight? No, we didn't. We talking about shit we got to do this week.
Of course, Tuesday, media workout.
Yeah, we got media day.
We're always there. But I just wanted to know if you had an opinion. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Leonard, I never trust him.
Man, there's somebody.
Fight like this, I was like, Terrence said welterweight, which he hasn't had the opportunity to do. Has he expressed to you the necessity of being able to make straight away in his way?
My cousin said this and stuff. Like, what are you talking about?
So that was going to give you all
Hey Ben, just a couple minutes and just the reaction to the fight goes, okay? Just it's like a minute. Just want to get your thoughts on that Porter. All right.
How you doing? You good?
Just want your immediate reaction to the Crawford Porter fight.
Yeah,
Make it simple.
Brilliant fight. I felt like it was a matter of time before.
What was that?
I'm being hunted. I've got a bounty hunter on me. I felt like it was a matter of time before Crawford. What happened. Felt like Shawn Porter's transitions through distances were pretty reckless, and as fatigue kicked in and the more time they spent in the ring together, Crawford would adjust to that, his timing and his rhythm. So I understand Kenny Porter's decision there, although it's slightly premature. Fully understand, and I feel like he understands that it was probably going to get worse from there on because of the reasons that I just gave there. So.
And then last question, Spence was here. Does Crawford edge Spence in the fight after a performance like that tonight?
That's what we all want to see, isn't it? So we'll have to wait and see.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Do you agree with that decision?
Now what?
I thought the referee stopped the fight. He was wobbly after the second knockdown. It would have been a good stoppage. So I assumed from where I was sitting that the referee stopped it. Somebody just told me that it was Kenny Porter that stopped it. But whoever stopped it, it was the right decision because you wouldn't want Porter, who's such a great kid and who fought such a great fight, to get hurt.
All the judges had Crawford up, but ringside, listening to the audience and some of my colleagues, some people had Porter up, and not knowing whether or not he could have finished the fight. Do you believe that a rematch might be warranted?
Nobody had Porter up after the two knockdowns because that's a 10-7 round. Now before, it was a close fight, and I could see maybe somebody had Porter up by a round or something like that. But after the two knockdowns, it now 3 points. That's a lot of points. And there was about to be another point because he was about to get knocked down again.
Would you regard this as Crawford's most difficult fight?
Probably yes. Most difficult fight because I think Porter is the best fighter at welterweight or at any fight, any junior welterweight that Terrence is for.
And lastly, if I could just ask you about Tyson Fury, who everybody is waiting to find out what his final decision is. Where is he on making a choice for his next fight and the negotiations for that?
I keep telling everybody, Ryan, it's not Tyson Fury. It's up to Joshua. Joshua has a contract for a rematch with Usyk. If Joshua agrees to step aside, Fury and Usyk will fight. If Joshua, who legally has a contract for a rematch, decides he wants the rematch with Usyk, then Fury will look around for another opponent. And since I think everybody wants him to fight his next fight in the UK, it would be either Dylan White or Joe Joyce in end of February or March in the UK.
Have you put any offer to Joshua to step aside? Is there any talks on that regard?
No comment.
Radio Raheem with the chairman, Bob Arum.
Davidson.
Promoter Bob Aaron. Bob, we've just witnessed Terence Crawford stop.
And it was great to see Tommy Hearns in the audience today.
No disrespect, my man, but I mean, you know, family over here.
Can I grab it for a second, John?
Crawford ahead by 2 or 3 points. Some people had 1 point.
What a fight.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2. Check. Right check. 1 2. 2 2. 1 2. 1 2.
That would be a great fight, particularly if we did it for 70,000 people this spring in the
How did you feel about the fight?
And I want to shoot. That's a sign right there.
Discourage him based on what Terrence just did to Shawn Porter?
I don't. Fuck would I know? If it would discourage him or encourage him, I mean, you got to ask him. I mean, that's or left. Okay, but again, Errol Spence is a good fighter. He's a brave guy, and whether he wants to fight Terrence or not, that's up to him and Al. I'll certainly talk to Al about a possible putting them together.
It's really, I mean, can you make the case? I think a lot of us can. That's the best fight that the welterweight division can make.
Well, no, I think the fight I want to see, I would like to see, is Terrence and Josh Taylor. 2 of the fighters, one currently and one previously, who were undisputed in their weight class.
For so long, I mean, we've talked about it at length. You've struggled with, what Terrence can bring in regards to butts to the seats, eyes to the TV. He delivered tonight, didn't he? I mean,
it would seem to me that there was nobody left in Omaha this weekend. That Omaha came here.
Bob, do you believe that that fight that Porter and Crawford and Taylor is as lucrative as Spence Crawford?
I think it's more because of the UK. Taylor is huge in the UK. So is Crawford. We can do 70,000 seats and do probably 1.5 million, 2 million pay-per-view, and put it at an hour where we could still do pay-per-view over here in the United States. So I haven't penciled it out completely, but I think the most lucrative fight for Terrence would be Josh Taylor.
I know they just got out of the ring, but can you speak to how you move forward with Terrence here with his contract expiring?
That doesn't look. Tommy Hearns was in the ring. I never had a contract with Hearns more than one fight. Never had a contract with Leonard more than one fight. Hagler, maybe 2 fights, but never a long-term contract. We never had long-term contract. If somebody comes and offers Terrence a deal for a lot more money, he'd be a fool not to take it. But we think we can produce the best fight for him. It's got nothing to do with personalities or anything. We know when we put a fight on, the fighters get treated well, they're taken care of, but other people can do that also. So again, Terrence will, if he's smart, which I believe he is, will look at all the offers and see what's the best way to go.
Would you be surprised if he went to the PBC? Would that surprise you?
I think it would be stupid for the PBC.
Why?
Look, you have to understand the economics of the business. The pay-per-view business being done by the cable systems and the satellite providers is in the toilet. Right. The business, the big business, as proven by the UFC, by tonight, by the Tyson Fury fight, is being done by ESPN Plus. And we have a contract with ESPN that nobody can put a fight on ESPN Plus except Top Rank. So now if they want to go and do a fight without Top Rank and without ESPN, that's up to them. But I think it would be really foolish for them to do it, for everybody.
With Canelo, they were still able to get to 800,000 pay-per-view.
They said they didn't go close to that. And also, there's a lot of other elements in what the expenses are and so forth.
Bob, I know you said that Josh Taylor would be the most lucrative fight for Terence Crawford, but do you believe it would be more difficult than ours?
Difficult fight?
Yeah.
Which fight do you think? I think you got to ask Bomac that.
Yeah, I mean, look, you've talked to go back to the ESPN thing. You've said this before. Doesn't the ESPN thing sort of dictate that this fight ended up on ESPN, right? I mean, because
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, and also put in important. It was such a good event and such a good fight that for the next 4 days, anybody wanting to see it can buy it on ESPN Plus at the same price as it was tonight. See, that gives us the flexibility of picking up a lot of additional buys.
Where's just, just talking counter-punching, where's Crawford ranked that you've seen? Is he one of the best counter-punchers you've seen, Bob?
Yeah, he's one of the best fighters around today, but then Tommy gets in the ring, and I'll be talking to Ray tomorrow. I mean, they was pretty good counter-punches and pretty good welterweights.
Bob, in your head, how did you have the fight going into the 10th?
I had a close, but I had Terrence ahead by a couple of points. But again, once there's 2 knockdowns, that really makes it impossible for Porter to win.
He's the one who said, I'm going to talk after the fight is over. Has there been any conversations about the future of this relationship between Crawford and Crawford?
No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Shawn and the team are coming.
What?
Shawn's coming and then Terrence. So it's
right, I think we're getting ready to start the post conference, guys. So just stay tuned. We're gonna be switching gears right now. Shawn's gonna be coming up. We got Buzz King coming up. All right.